I run the digital media practice at United Talent Agency, and that means working with lots of really interesting actors, writers, directors, and producers, but it also means working with some really fantastic companies, including a lot of very early stage companies, startups. Many of those companies come to us because they want to work with larger organizations. They want partnerships, distribution deals, licensing deals with large organizations that could be movie studios, TV networks, game companies, publishing houses, etc. And through that work, we've been able to identify some really important tips for small companies wanting to work with big companies. One tip is make sure you're ready. A lot of times a small company has one opportunity to present to a really big potential partner. And you want to make sure that you're ready, the product's ready. It doesn't have to be launched yet, but it certainly should be at a place where you're comfortable talking about it. A second really important tip is that it's really important to clearly articulate your value proposition. Certainly, it's easy to understand why a small company benefits from a relationship with a really large company. The question is, how does the large company benefit? And going into that conversation with a very, very clear idea and being able to clearly and briefly articulate the notion of how the larger company benefits is critically important. Lastly, and coming from someone who not only represents companies, but who hears pitches from companies fairly frequently, to the extent you're making going forward predictions about the business, where the business is going, things you're going to achieve in the coming weeks and months, make sure that they're both reasonable and achievable. Nothing scuttles a potential partnership quicker than predictions that don't pan out. And I think that it's very important to have a good sense of where the business is going, and if you're going to specifically state things that are happening, it's a good thing if they actually do happen. So I think that for small companies, partnerships with large organizations can be tremendously beneficial. It's a matter of waiting until you and the product are ready, articulating why the partnership makes sense for both sides, and then laying out clear next steps so that both sides know exactly where to take the conversation.